Hi there, welcome to another exciting episode of Kazi Big Boy Trev. I am Big Boy Trev and today we have something amazing courtesy of Toyota, the legendary Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Now updated for 2021 with a better engine, good performance and of course plenty of luxury. But first things first, let's take a look at the highlights of today's show. This week on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we review the 2021 Toyota Land Cruiser Prado DXL. We analyze its cabin comfort, innovative technologies, engine performance, fuel efficiency and of course give its value for money proposition against its rivals, the Ford Everest and the Land Rover Defender. Catch this and much more only on Cars with Big Boy Trev every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. only on KTN Home. So guys, electioneering period is fast approaching. It's a season where politicians kiss babies and try and make sure that they look good on camera. You've made it in life, you're successful in your business, or you've been working in the civil service and you want to represent your people in the National Assembly or even the Senate. But you're looking for a car that will take you to your constituencies, to the mashinani. You need a car that is reliable, fast, comfortable, and of course can handle any sort of terrain. And as you know, Kenya is blessed with plenty of terrain. So today on Cars with Big Boy Trev, we are targeting the politician. If you're looking at probably vying for a seat at some point during the electioneering period, which is the best car for you? So we are introducing to you the revised Toyota Prado Land Cruiser, now enhanced for 2021 with a bigger engine, more performance and of course plenty of luxury, and of course the most important thing, image. It speaks volumes about you as a person, and not only to the business person or the politician. This is a vehicle that anybody who's looking to get into the 4x4 space and want the full capabilities of the Toyota Land Cruiser family, then this particular Prado is the vehicle for you. I'm going to explain every single aspect of this particular vehicle, and we're going to start by taking a look at the design phase of this particular Prado. This particular update has been improved to enhance the capabilities of this already magnificent product. Remember, this particular Prado generation has been around for close to 10 years, but what Toyota have done is continuously enhance the capabilities of this particular car, including the look, so that it is able to compete with the likes of the Ford Everest and of course the Isuzu MUX that are playing in the same category. Now let's take a look at the design phase. Big grille, that is very important. For a car that you requires an image as a politician, they need a car that speaks volumes, got presence. So the grille again enhances that. Slated grills, again with the large Toyota logo that represents efficiency, performance, and of course reliability, which is you need, especially when you're going to mashinani. Now, as you can see, the trapezoidal lamps as well, again giving that je ne sais quoi keep on talking about. Of course, you do have full LEDs and of course bi-xenons as an option for the different derivatives of the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. If you want a vehicle to look premium, what do? We add plenty of chrome. So Toyota did exactly that. So on the grille, trapezoidal grille, plenty of chrome, and extends all the way to the main headlamp, again denoting, you're right, je ne sais quoi. Now look at the bumper zone. Edges squared off just to enhance the capabilities of the vehicle, especially during off-road season. Now this particular vehicle has the capacity to have an approach angle of 31 degrees, so you can approach a steep hill at 31 degrees, and of course the brake over 22, and at the back you can do even 29 degrees. Bank over angle 42 degrees. Again, we're going to show you later on as we test the Torsen differential and the 4x4 capabilities of the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Again, looking at the design phase, fantastic. You can see the fog lights again, a bit of je ne sais quoi right there, chrome bits just to give this car that premium look and feel. Now moving over to the side profile, what do you see? Again, an instinct about Toyota. They've managed to create that three box design, fender, body, passenger, and of course the rear third. That allows this car to have that butch 4x4 look. That's the traditional design of a 4x4 station wagon, which this is. And as you can see from the fender, bulging line. This bulge also denotes performance, presence, and of course abilities to do 4x4 off-roading. That line extends all the way to the lower hip line that is right below the door sill and enhances all the way to the back where the 3/4 part is. And it denotes that Toyota are thinking about having a subtle but bold design that enables this particular product to stand out from the rivals. Now, as you can see, again, you do have infused side steps. It's not the traditional side steps where you just go and aftermarket and you just, solder on the door seal. No, this is infused, getting that je ne sais quoi I keep on talking about. And of course, the side step is very important, especially during campaign period when you need your bodyguards to protect you. They just jump there. And of course, they're able to protect Mheshimiwa, who's right here talking to the wananchi. And that is something that Toyota thought about in hindsight. So again, to top up all this finish, again, plenty of chrome as well, denoting je ne sais quoi. So let's move to the back and have a look at the design face of the Toyota Prado. Again, this massive wheel is stuck on the tailgate, giving this car good presence, especially at the back. And of course, you do have this cluster tail lamps, the signature LED, just to give this car that je ne sais quoi at night. And of course, you do have the large Toyota logo that's emblazoned there, and the Prado as well, denoting that this particular vehicle is fantastic. And of course, right here, you do have the VXL badge, which means the top of the range Prado. So it's got all the bells and whistles you can ever think of. It's time for us to check out those bells and whistles and find out where the Prado is as comfortable as the name suggests. So guys, you've seen from the walk around the design perspective of the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. It's stylish and meets the needs of the 21st century SUV buyer. But the question still remains, how good is the cabin? Has it been enhanced to beat the rivals? We're going to find out right now as we step inside and have a look at the design face. And we start with the quality of the dashboard. So the dashboard has soft touch plastic, and of course it's got bits of wood trim and aluminium brushings along the whole stretch of the dashboard to give it that je ne sais quoi I keep on talking about on Cars A Big Boy Drive. But the highlight is this massive infotainment system that comes as standard in this Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. And that's something that I do love. Take a look. The sound system is courtesy of JBL Synthesis. Basically, it's 10 speakers with a subwoofer that allows this particular vehicle to reproduce sound notes, bass, treble across the whole cabin in a manner that is sort of like a concert. So you're able to enjoy your different types of music. If you're tech savvy, this particular system also houses the Apple CarPlay system. If you plug in your phone and you have an Apple phone, you're able to access that and you're able to stream music via Spotify, which is a digital app basically with music up there in the sky. You're able to listen to music right here in the vehicle. How cool is that? And of course, with the Apple CarPlay functionality, you're able to be practical on the road. You're able to read emails, send texts, book meetings while on the road. So basically, it enhances your productivity while visiting your people in Mashinani. How cool is that? Now, right below it, you do have different functionalities. You do have Multitronic climate control system. So basically, it's a 3-zone system. So the driver, passenger have their own settings, and of course the rear passengers. You're able to toggle through the different settings, set the different temperatures to ensure that everybody feels comfortable while in the Toyota Prado. Not only that, the seats come with heated and cooling functionality. So if you're in Mombasa and extremely hot, you want to cool your back, then you just toggle through the setting and you're able to cool down your back courtesy of the perforated leather seats that come as standard in the Toyota Prado VXL. But if you're in Nanyuki or Limuru, whatever is going to be very, very cold, then you want to warm yourself and feel fuzzy, then you crank up the heat on the seats and you're able to remain comfortable while driving the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. Now moving over to the gearbox console, it reveals this gear shift. It's a gated shift transmission, 6-speed automatic. You're able to toggle through the different gears with the sports mode function, which also corresponds with the devil horns, which I'm going to explain much later. It allows you to explore the full potential of the 150 kilowatt or 200 horsepower engine of the 1GD FTV derivative, and of course 500 newton meters of torque that will be flowing through the gearbox. And of course you have the different modes. Economy mode, basically it adjusts the gear shifts based on how low it can hang on the gear, just so you're able to have an efficient drive, saving fuel. 7.9 kilometers is not too bad for a big car like this. And of course you have normal, which just corresponds to your driving needs. So if you're feeling that you want to press a bit, it will adjust accordingly. The gear shifts will actually adjust based on your preference. And of course, sports mode becomes sharper, so the gearbox actually responds to your foot. So I've jumped into the back and I can tell you I have plenty of space. This seat is placed to my position. I'm 6'1", and as you can see, Mheshimiwa has plenty of legroom and headroom despite having this sunroof protrusion. It doesn't intrude too well into the cabin, so Mheshimiwa has plenty of headroom. Now, the seats actually support 3 people, but we know Mheshimiwa's love only 2, so you can extract the armrest just to give you that comfortable drive as you drive along the traverse and go and see your people in Mashinani. To press that, you do have 2 cup holders that you're able to drink cool drinks courtesy of this cooler ice box, and you're able to extract it back. And of course, you do have 6 airbags that run across the cabin to ensure that Mheshimiwa remains safe during an accident. Now, in case Mheshimiwa has babies, you do have seat anchor points for your child seat. You're able to secure the child seat very easily to ensure that they remain safe. Remember, kids under 12, the best place to place them is right here at the back. Make sure they're belted and the seats actually anchored to ensure that they remain safe at any given time. You do have a climate control system, the third one, that controls different temperatures. So the passengers at the back are able to enjoy. The Mheshimiwa has his own, and of course, the other passenger can control even seat heating and cooling. So all the benefits of the front side also at the back, you're able to adjust that quite easily. If you want to charge your device, Mheshimiwa can actually charge the device using this 12-volt socket that's supplied right here. And of course, if they have an iPad or a tablet, they're able to put right here on the air style pocket that's right behind the seat. Now, the vents also work as well. You're able to control and toggle through. You're able to direct the air into your face to ensure that you remain cool, calm, and collected while in a Toyota Land Cruiser VX. But it's time for us to move to the back and see the carrying capacity of the boot space and whether the 7 seats that are automatic can actually fit 2 people or security or even kids. Let's jump and see what the rear of the Prado is all about. So moving over to the back, as I open the tailgate to reveal plenty of space. So as you can see, ta-da! You do have, with the rear seats down, you do have close to 600 liters of boot space. That is enough to carry close to 6 air-style suitcases, big suitcases. But in Kenyanese terms, this is equivalent of 3 to 4 gunias of nyanyas of vitungus right here. And you do have fasteners to ensure that the goods don't move around quite easily. You do have plenty of charging ports, as you can see, and of course seat belts for the rear seats. But in case you need that extra space, then the seats open automatically like this to reveal 2 extra seats that 2 normal size adults can actually fit. So your security people are able to sit at the back to ensure that you remain safe while in the Toyota Land Cruiser VX. Well, that's it. You've seen how practical the cabin of the Toyota Prado is all about. Extremely practical, 7 seats, adjustable and flexible to your needs. But next step, first jump behind the wheel and feel the power of the 1GD FTV engine, 200 horsepower, 500 Newton meters of torque. I cannot wait to sample that. And then we do some off-roading, then give you value for money as to why the Toyota Land Cruiser is a vehicle for you. Because I'm running for an elective post, I've just come to see my constituents, and I can tell you already, they're already attracted by the look of the Toyota Prado VXL. Why? Because it's got presence, and that's the whole point. If you're a politician and you want to, bring that attention, to attract attention, perhaps the Toyota Prado VXL is a vehicle for you. Mtanipigia kura? Mbona hamna mask? Bas, mkinipigia kura nitaleta mask na nitawasanitize nyote. So guys, today I'm sampling the brand new Toyota Prado VXL. It's been enhanced for 2021. Of course, Toyota have tried to improve the product because there's so much competition right now. Of course, with the brand new Defender coming into the market, it's time for them to actually upgrade the vehicle in terms of power, in terms of practicality, in terms of features. And we're going to start this review by taking a look at the power aspect of this particular vehicle. So the brand new addition to this particular vehicle is the 1GD FTV engine. Basically, this particular family has been in existence for some time. So Toyota have been refining it. Remember the 1KD on the previous Prados? It was very powerful and very torquey. But now Toyota have actually enhanced it with the 1GD family. So basically added 3rd generation piezo injectors, variable geometry turbo, and of course Lancaster balancers to ensure that the engine is quite smooth. So of course the result is extreme power, 150 kilowatts or 200 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque. That sounds when you put your foot down like this. It pulls really well, and you can even feel the torque from as low as 1750 RPM, and that is the beauty of driving a vehicle that has been refined for years and years. And Toyota is actually very good at developing vehicles for a long time. So this particular Prado has been enhanced to ensure that it still delivers good power. It is right at par with the likes of the Toyota Everest, which actually does roughly about 500 newton meters of torque again, and of course many others are in the market. Now, power is sent to the four wheels courtesy of either a 6-speed automatic if it's the VXL Auto or the TXL Auto, or a 6-speed manual if it's a TXL derivative. Now that allows you to explore the full potential of this particular vehicle and gives you very good fuel consumption. The automatic gearbox in this one is not a CVT, it's a standard automatic, and it runs very, very smooth. There's no jerking, it's smooth shifting, and on sport mode it hangs onto gears extremely well so that you're able to explore the power of the engine. Now let's talk about the drivability. This particular Prado is based on a box ladder chassis, but it's been enhanced with quite a number of features to ensure that it's still a steady on and off-road. So basically up front you do have wishbone setup, and at the back you do have a multi-link rear suspension with a rigid axle, and of course it has air suspension on this VXL derivative. Now how does it help the stability of the vehicle? The vehicle becomes very firm. So during sport mode, the air suspension notices that you're driving a bit fast, so it lowers the center of gravity of the vehicle to ensure that you remain stable. And of course, during off-road conditions, it decouples the KDDS, which basically is active sway bars, so that you're able to have maximum wheel articulation. I'm going to show you that much later as I do the off-road section. Now, safety, critical element in this particular vehicle. Safety comes as standard in this particular Toyota Prado. So in terms of active safety, you do have the VSC, Vehicle Stability Control. That is an acronym for Toyota for Electronic Stability Control, and it's an umbrella system that actually controls brake assist, brake force distribution, and of course traction control. But in case all hell breaks loose, then you can rely on the 6 airbags that comes as standard in this particular vehicle, a 5-star passenger safety rating, and of course you can rely on the safety belt, which is the most important item in your vehicle in terms of safety. For kids, you do have ISOFIX anchors so that you're able to place any child below 12 at the back to ensure that they have maximum safety while in the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado VXL, which I do love. But that said, how capable is this particular car off-road? We're going to venture off-road and see whether the suspension is fantastic, whether the steering wheel allows you to navigate the traverse of Kenya, plus do quite a number of things that we've not seen before, what the Toyota Prado can do, and then we do value for money. Okay guys, we've just jumped off the beaten track. It's time for us to sample the 4x4 capabilities of the Toyota Land Cruiser Prado. And you remember, the Prado comes from a lineage where 4x4 heritage has been there for over 70 years. They've really upped their game. And in fact, if you go to the most difficult of terrains, be it in Arabia, Africa, Asia, even in the winter areas of Siberia, you probably find a Land Cruiser. So the Prado carries a big burden to shoulder, because at the end of the day, this is a 4x4, and Toyota knows how to make a thing or two about Toyota. They know how to build 4x4s. So we are, I mean, it's a rainy season, and of course the rain has just started, so the area that we're in has plenty of mud. So we have activated 4 high on this particular vehicle so that we have maximum grip. And this is courtesy of the Torsen differential, which I do love, because the Torsen differential essentially generates enough traction based on the needs of the vehicle. Now, I'm not on 4 low because that now controls all the aspects of this particular vehicle, but when you use a Torsen differential, it allows you to explore the full potential of the engine and still be able to generate maximum grip at any given time. That is something that I have found very important courtesy of Toyota, because they've managed to ensure that the drivability of the Prado is so good, and it is enhanced by this Torsen differential that works extremely well. Now, obviously the suspension works extremely well as well. This has air suspension basically up front, so at the highest of points it's got 222 millimeters, and of course has a wading depth of 700 millimeters or 70 centimeters. So if you live in Budalangi, you don't need to be worried, because this particular Prado will be able to take you from point A to B bila stress. The car in front of you is a Toyota, and there's a reason for that, because it is able to, generate traction. You're able to drive through a 4x4 course quite easily, and of course makes you an off-road king despite you having the minimal knowledge on how to drive on different parts of the terrain. So that gives you a brief summary of what the Prado is all about. It is able to give you maximum traction. You can go to your Shamba, you can go to Marsabit, you can even try and attempt to do Nairobi to Johannesburg if you're feeling very brave, because Africa is a beautiful place and the Land Cruiser allows you to explore the full potential of this particular vehicle. So the question remains, what is the value for money proposition? Is it something that you probably want to have in your garage? Do you reckon the capabilities supersede the ones of its rivals like the Ford Everest and many others? We're going to find out right now as we do value for money. So guys, that's it. We've just seen what the revised Prado Land Cruiser is all about. Performance, efficiency, and of course capabilities to boot, especially off-road. Now the question remains, how capable is it? What is the value for money proposition? We start with the price. Now there are three derivatives that this particular Prado comes in. You have the VXL, which is the top of the range. You have the TXL automatic and the TXL manual. Now for the TXL manual, it costs exactly 11.2 million Kenya shillings. For the TXL automatic, it costs 12.05 million. And of course for Mheshimiwa, the big one, the VXL, cost 15.4 million Kenya shillings. It comes with a 3-year, 100,000 kilometer warranty, whichever comes first. And of course, you can rely on Toyota's extensive network across the country, from Mombasa to Kisumu to Turkana to Nyeri. Wherever you see the Toyota logo, you'll be able to service this particular Toyota Prado. But we all know the Prado exists in a space where there's plenty of competition. Who are the rivals? We go to the UK, we have the brand new Land Rover Defender, and of course the Land Rover Discovery. Then you do have the Ford Everest, and of course the Isuzu MUX. Then you do have the BMW X5 and the Porsche Cayenne to some extent. Now, do you reckon these rivals are better than this particular vehicle? Send us your thoughts as seen on the social media handles, and we'll get back to you with the feedback next week. But before I leave, how do you catch Kazi Big Boy after the show? Well, immediately after this show, we go straight to YouTube, where our YouTube premiere starts at 7 p.m. You can watch today's show and, of course, catch up with the rest of the reviews you've done. Close to 100 and counting, just to give you the best of Kenyan motoring. So please click on subscribe and make sure you tune in to Cars with Big Boy Trev every week, every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. on KTN Home and, of course, on YouTube at 7 p.m. That's it. Thank you so much. Drive safe and be safe.